Today we're going to be installing our almost new dual pass radiator here. And the reason we're replacing it is our old one is starting to become a little bit worn, starting to brown, starting to leak a little bit. Process for removal and install isn't too bad. We just have a few things up top from the engine bay that we have to take off, such as our expansion tank, our hose, this intake duct, our fans as well. Again, process is not too hard. We just have a few clamps, plastic clips, stuff to take off. And again, we are going to be replacing it with this brand new Mishimoto aluminum radiator that I picked up from Marketplace for about 120 bucks. Process is really simple. We'll go ahead and go through it today. Single pass radiator works exactly how it sounds. Coolant will flow through the radiator fins once. Does a pretty good job keeping temps down, and this is usually the standard for most cars. Now, dual pass works pretty much the same, except that it passes through the fins twice. It does an even better job keeping those temperatures down. Key difference on dual pass is that they usually hold more coolant, and well, now that we have an understanding of the difference, let's go remove the old one. Alright, and again, removal is pretty easy. So from the engine bay, we're only going to be removing a few plastic clips that hold the intake duct, the upper hose, expansion tank, and our radiator stays. Underneath, there's only a few more things. Removing the under tray, draining the old coolant, removing our two fan connectors, and our lower radiator hose. So with that, with that being said, let's go ahead and jack up the car and head underneath. Alright, to remove the under tray, we have to remove a few plastic clips. If you are going to be reusing these clips, I do recommend using a panel clip pliers. I have new ones, so I'll just be using a flathead to remove them. My under tray has seen its damage, so I am missing a few clips. Now with the under tray off, on the passenger side, you'll go ahead and find our little drain plug here. Just go ahead and unscrew it with the Phillips head. Remove it, drain the coolant. Just make sure you have a drain pan ready just to catch it. Now with the coolant draining, we can go ahead and head on up and start on the engine bay. So up here at the engine bay, we'll go ahead and remove the upper hose, intake duct, our two radiator stays, and our expansion tank. Now with all that removed, we can go ahead and head back underneath the car. If the coolant is done draining, go ahead and close up that drain plug. And we do just have to remove our lower radiator hose here and these two fan connectors here. One over here on the passenger side and one here on the driver's side, right there. And with all that disconnected, we can go ahead and pull our old radiator right up out the engine bay. Kind of just pulls up very easy and shouldn't give you too much resistance here. And I'm glad we're replacing this. This looks terrible. And we are replacing it with this nice new Mishimoto aluminum dual pass radiator. And it installs pretty easy. There are these two holes down there on the bottom. Just kind of slides right in. Key note, I am still going to be using these OEM hoses just because they still look pretty good. If you are as well, I do recommend replacing the clamps because they can leak. And the next step is to remove the old fans from our old radiator. These things are held on just with 4 bolts here. Just go ahead and loosen those up, take off the fans, and pretty easy. I'm going to go ahead and get these fans cleaned up a bit, get them installed in our brand new radiator. And mounting the fans is really easy as well. They do just have these 2 tabs on the bottom that you want to line up into these holes. Coming up top, they are held on with those 2 bolts here as well. Just right in there, and it's very important, make sure that our connectors are pointing outward. Alright, now that our radiator's back in, we have our upper hose connected, our expansion tank, and our fans are settled in. A few more things we just have to do. Go ahead and reconnect that lower radiator hose down there, reconnecting our fan connectors, getting our radiator stays back in, and making sure not forget our expansion tank hose as well. And now with everything reinstalled back in the car, something that I will be paying very close attention to is how close this hose is to this pulley and belt. I don't expect it to hit very soon. We can see we have a little bit of space between there. But again, I don't expect it to hit or be a problem anytime soon. But I will keep a close eye on it. And again, something that if you guys will be using your OEM hoses as well, just keep this in mind. Later down the line, you may want to upgrade to the Mishimoto radiator hoses that they sell. They provide a little bit more clearance, but for the time being, this will be fine. But again, just that space, how much we have, a little bit worrisome, but everything looks pretty good up top. Everything's holding. Now that's all left to do is just to fill and bleed the system. We don't want any air bubbles causing any problems. So let's go ahead and get that done. All right, now with the radiator filled, we're going to go ahead and have the car running. Run the car with high heat at a low setting. This will force any air bubbles out. And very important, if you do have a spill-proof funnel, go ahead and use it for this. And now's the time to check for any leaks around the car. Make sure everything looks pretty good. We'll check underneath. I don't see any leaks. And that's the full process on installing a radiator. If you guys like the video, go ahead and like it, subscribe, consider it. This wasn't too bad. We'll go ahead and get more done soon.